Hey, why don't we get started? Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for making time to join us today as we are trying to announce our great winner for our Innovations Challenge at Smart Technologies Innovations, or ST Innovations. My name is Fareed Farood. I'm the Director of Health and Life Sciences Practice at Global Public Affairs for Western Canada. And I'm also an advisor with ST Innovation on their business and strategy. And it's my pleasure to be your moderator today for this great event. And we presented last year as the innovation webinar to you, and we're pleased to share a lot more excitement for this year's webinar. And we have a busy schedule ahead of us, a number of speakers that are going to be sharing different views and, of course, announcing our winner today. But before I get there, I just want to share a few housekeeping rules here. One is that if you do have a question, please put it into the chat. And at the end of the session, there's a Q&A period where I will ask those questions from the panelists and the presenters and the speakers that you heard from earlier. And also, I'm pleased to say that there are a few members of the media that are joining us in this webinar as well. Thank you and welcome. And there is an opportunity at the end of the session after Q&A for you to stay back and actually interview the winning team and other panelists and speakers if you wish. So if you could stay back at the end, that would be great and muchly appreciated. So we're going to get started with first the ST Innovations team and a couple of the prominent members of that team to give you a quick reminder and overview again about ST Innovations. And then after that, I'm going to pass things off to Dr. Eric Agdaba, our board chair for Industry Advisory Board for ST Innovation, to present to you the winner and also one of our collaborators that made this funding possible. So with that, I'm going to start off by introducing Dr. Vivian Mushawar, who is the director of ST Innovation. Before I hand things over to her, I'm just going to share a brief biography of Dr. Mushawar with you. Dr. Mushawar is the director of SMART Network, which stands for Sensory Motor Adaptive Rehabilitation Technologies, and also Smart Technologies Innovations, which is ST Innovations. She's also the Canada Research Chair in Functional Restoration and professor in the Department of Medicine, Division of Physical Medicine, Physical Rehabilitation, and at the Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry. Her work focuses on developing intelligent, wearable, and implantable neural prostheses that restore mobility and prevent secondary complications. She also focuses on developing creative rehabilitation interventions that are both efficacious and cost-saving. She pioneered the development of microimplants for stimulating the spinal cord to restore standing and walking after paralysis, as well as the development of wearable garments such as Smarty Pants and the SOC, which stands for Smart Ongoing Circulatory Compression, for preventing pressure injuries and deep vein thrombosis. Dr. Mushawar is also an entrepreneur and has spun off at least a couple of companies, and one of them is Biotechnology and Health Innovations, Inc., or BioHi, and also co-founded two other ones, Prev Biotech and DepC. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mushawar and also Mr. Butterworth, who's the Manager of Business Development at ST Innovation, for a few words of ST Innovation. Over to you, Dr. Mushawar.
Thank you very much, Fareed, and welcome everyone, and thank you very much for attending today. Now, developing health technologies is not an easy task. I know from years of personal experience, and as Fareed said, from forming startup companies, that it takes many people, resources, infrastructure, and years to bring ideas and innovations to life, innovations that can make a difference in people's lives. Now, over the years, many colleagues and I here at the University of Alberta have been involved in several health innovations projects. And during that process, we recognized a gap in our provincial innovation ecosystem, especially in health technology, product development, product validation, and access to specialized equipment and services. We believe that we can help fill this gap for many Alberta companies and entrepreneurs by providing access to the exceptional equipment, resources, and expertise available at the University of Alberta Smart Network. And as Fareed said, SMART stands for Sensory Motor Adaptive Rehabilitation Technology. And we are a network of more than 300 people from many different disciplines with expertise in developing and validating a wide range of health technologies. And with support from the Canada Foundation for Innovation and Western Economic Diversification, the SMART Network also houses well over $30 million worth of specialized equipment. And that is why, with help from the Government of Alberta Jobs, Economy and Innovation, we created a business arm of the SMART Network called Smart Technology Innovation, or ST Innovations, as Fareed mentioned. And this happened in 2019. The goal of ST Innovations is to open the infrastructure, services, resources, and knowledge in the SMART Network to the ever-evolving health and life sciences community here in Alberta and across Canada. So in order to further introduce our resources to the broader community, we wanted to provide additional opportunities for the industry to work with our researchers and clinicians on innovations that can make a difference and meet unmet or address unmet clinical challenges. And that's why we launched our first Innovations Challenge this past spring. And today we are very excited to be announcing the winning team of this challenge. But before we do that, I would like to invite my colleague, Jonathan Butterworth, who's the Manager of Business Development at ST Innovations, to give you a brief overview of the services that are available at ST Innovations and how you can get in touch with our business team. And with that, I hand it over to you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Dr. Mushawar. Good afternoon, and thank you to all for joining our webinar today. My name is Jonathan Butterworth, and I handle all business development related activities, in addition to working, of course, directly with industry. ST Innovation is a health technology service provider focused on accelerating health innovations by working with entrepreneurs, innovators, SMEs, companies of all sizes to bring their ideas to market. We have access to an impressive network of world-class experts. Just like Dr. Mushawar was mentioning a few seconds ago, the team is comprised of over 40 principal investigators and over 250 in support staff and trainees from different faculties. Our main objective is to advance Alberta's health technology ecosystem by opening the doors of university to entrepreneurs. And as a very unique organization, we're able to help new health technologies become market ready faster and more efficiently by providing services such as consulting, prototyping, and technology validation services via our extensive partnerships. Collaborating with us greatly increases the chances of success and growth for industry while improving people's lives and helping build a strong, ultimately, this is the most important goal, is to build a strong health technology sector in Alberta. We like to think of us, or we like to call ourselves, define ourselves as an instrumental one-stop shop for your health technology development needs, while striving to provide our clients with custom-tailored solutions to move their health innovation forward, guaranteeing the quickest and most efficient pathway to success. More specifically, we provide clients with access to facilities and equipment, prototype design and development, validating prototypes in quality controlled settings, and parallel partnerships that assist in each stage of development, clinical expertise, health data, and real-world evidence services, and linkages to more research and market resources. By working with us, you can access an integrated team of scientists, researchers, and also health professionals, world-class laboratories and equipment located at University of Alberta, testing and technology validation solutions, and support for the clinical validation of our clients' health solutions. For example, by directly connecting them to healthcare providers. In fact, we're connected to one of the largest teaching hospitals in Western Canada, University of Alberta Hospital, and also to the largest standalone rehabilitation hospital, the Glenrose. We are part of Alberta's developing health innovation ecosystem, and as such, we enable key connections to different agencies and organizations, ensuring the best possible support available. We also leverage funding support from government agencies when available in order to stretch our clients' financial resources further and ensuring some better outcomes. Money is always, a key element in developing technologies. Lastly, in terms of our expertise, we have expertise in the following areas: clinical and end user validations, sensors and motor integration, analytics and machine learning, rehabilitation and injury preventions, robotics and extended reality, device development or prototyping, including a variety of microfabrication activities. And I would like to just steal a couple of seconds and to pause here and mention the fact that this summer, something very exciting happened for ST Innovations. We acquired an additional 3 extremely specialized tools that now complete a microfabrication suite. Funded by the generous contribution of Western Economic Diversification Canada, the new additions include a femtosecond laser, an optical profiler, and a fiber laser microwelder. This equipment now allows ST Innovations to continue its commitment in enhancing care and well-being of society while building innovation capacity and wealth for Western Canadian SMEs. And I'm really glad to say that the acquisition of these tools was met with incredible excitement on behalf of companies in Western Canada. And for more details or to book an equipment tour and demonstration, you can reach out to me directly by Zoom chat or by email. I sincerely appreciate your attention today and encourage you to connect with us to find ways we can collaborate together. I will now hand it over back to Farid. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mushawar and Mr. Butterworth, for giving us that overview of the ST Innovation. Now we're getting to the Innovation Challenge announcement portion of our program. And I'm going to, in a few moments, pass it over to Dr. Eric Agdaba to introduce our Innovations Challenge process and also our winners and collaborator on this project. Before I do that, I'm just going to share a bio on Dr. Agdaba with you. Dr. Agdaba is the Director of Innovation in R&D at Becton Dickinson, or BD, which is a multinational medical technology company that manufactures and sells medical devices, instruments, systems, and reagents. As a member of BD's R&D executive leadership team, Dr. Agdaba is responsible for building and leading the front-end innovation engine for the business and accelerate growth through new products, technologies, solutions, and business development opportunities. Prior to joining BD, Dr. Agdaba led Hillrom, which is again another American medical technology company, efforts to develop new technologies and new ventures through internal development efforts and relationships with academic and strategic corporate partners. As the Executive Director of Innovation and part of Hillrom's senior leadership team, he led innovation groups and a data science team across 4 sites in the United States, France, and Singapore that accelerated the company's innovation effort and drive value-added technologies into future healthcare products. Prior to joining Hillrom, he had many affiliations with other companies, including General Electric, where he led the GE Health Global Research. But Dr. Agdaba also has great connections in deep roots, Alberta, where he actually lived part of his youth in Alberta and did some of his education here. And prior to having him on our board, on our industry advisory board as chair, he also served at former Alberta Innovates Health Solutions Board as well. And in other spare times that he has, he also coaches future scientists and engineers through involvement at local high school programs, in STEM programs, and also recently the master and doctoral students at UCLA, Georgia Tech, Syracuse University, and Montpellier University in France. Dr. Agdaba earned his Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry from UCLA, Master's in Technology Management from Stevens Institute of Technology, and his PhD in biomedical physics and specialization in biophysics, nuclear medicine, also at UCLA. We're honored to have Dr. Agdaba as part of our SD Innovation team and also SD Innovation Industry Advisory Board. His insights to us has been very helpful in connecting us with many industry partners. So please join me to welcoming Dr. Agdaba to introduce our Innovation Challenge winners and also other collaborators. Over to you, Dr. Agdaba.
Fareed, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure and an honor to be the chairperson of SD Innovation's Industry Advisory Board. So SD Innovation's first ever Innovations Challenge was launched this year in spring 2021 and brought together teams from industry, folks from clinical settings and from academia to design an innovative solution to a major clinical problem associated with neuro-musculo-skeletal impairments. The highly competitive challenge was adjudicated by multiple expert panels. This is the first of many innovation challenges we hope to offer Alberta innovators to mobilize creativity, mobilize entrepreneurship, and to mobilize adoption of new and novel solutions to address health challenges. Now, the teams were required to introduce an innovation that addresses an unmet real-world clinical problem with a direct impact on enhancing patient outcomes and or improving the health system's care approaches. The applicants were expected to estimate their innovation impact on Alberta's economic, Alberta's social, and Alberta's quality of life in terms of ultimately the end user. These ideas had to be daring, they had to be original, and they had to be groundbreaking technological solutions that are disruptive. The solution had to provide and address an unmet real-world clinical problem with the potential to substantially impact stakeholders such as patients, clinicians, and systems of care. Additionally, the innovation had to demonstrate a robust collaborative culture between industry and clinical and academic partners. In addition, participants had to include evidence of how this partnership plans to employ established best practices for an integrated team culture for working in co-designing and co-development. So it is an honor, and on behalf of SD Innovations, I'm pleased to announce Think to Switch as the winner of the inaugural Innovations Challenge. Currently, there are over 3.5 million Canadians who rely solely on assistive technology for daily living activities, and over 20,000 individuals have such severe form of disability that they can't even use assistive technology. This technology will be a game changer for thousands of people living with early life brain injury and disease. With the use of brain-computer interface technology, Think to Switch's user-friendly software and hardware, which by the way is compatible with everyday home devices, including toys and other electronics, will enable children to participate in social settings and will enable those children to experience activities with their family and friends. Now, before I speak or ask the Think to Switch spokesperson to deliver their presentation, I would like to invite Svenja Espenhan from Campus Alberta Neurology to deliver a few remarks on their contribution, along with ST Innovations, to fund the Think to Switch project.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Dr. Svenja Espenhan, and I'm the Interim Executive Director of Campus Alberta Neuroscience. And I'm very excited to be here today. And thank you for the opportunity to speak to everyone. So on behalf of Campus Alberta Neuroscience, I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate the team at Think to Switch. Your disruptive, assistive technology is sure to have a tremendous impact on the level of independence of the thousands of children and adults living with severe physical disabilities. From being able to control toys and play games to interacting with peers. This is truly a life-changing innovation, and Campus Alberta Neuroscience is honored to contribute and support this fantastic innovation. So congratulations to the team at Think to Switch. The past few years have truly highlighted the importance of innovations in transforming health. And at Campus Alberta Neuroscience, we are committed to fostering, developing, and supporting brain health innovations across the province that improve the health, which includes mental health, of all Albertans, while also bringing our province to the forefront of neuroscience research and innovation. Over the last few years, Campus Alberta Neuroscience has supported a range of really exciting mental health and brain health related innovations through our entrepreneurship program, which includes not only seed grant funding, but also business support, consultation, and mentorship. And if you would like to learn more about our entrepreneurship program, please visit our website at abneuro.ca. We also have a network of over 1,000 people that helps to fuel new ways for students, researchers, clinicians, community members, and industry to work with and learn from each other. We believe in an innovation through collaboration, and hence we are thrilled to be here today to support and contribute the Innovations Challenge. So I would like to give a huge thank you to ST Innovations, as well as all the other teams working on groundbreaking innovations, for the hard work, dedication, bright ideas, and passion to make an impact in people's lives. And obviously, another big congratulations to the winner of the Innovations Challenge, Think to Switch. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Svenja. Eli Kinney-Lang from Think to Switch will now deliver a presentation on their very cutting-edge technology and accept the Innovations Challenge Award. So Eli, over to you.
Sounds great. Thank you. All right, you should be able to see my screen. Is that good? Perfect. All right, freeze. Don't move a muscle. I want you to stay as still as you possibly can. It's uncomfortable, right? Well, this is what life is like for thousands of individuals across the world who are living with severe physical disability. And for many of them, they are trapped in a body that cannot move or speak, and they rely on assistive technology to be able to interact with the world around them. In fact, there's more than 3.5 million Canadians who rely on assistive technology for their activities of daily living. And as you heard, more than 20,000 of them live with such severe physical disability that they cannot reliably use the existing access technology and assistive technology out there. Luckily, there's a new innovative way to interact with the world through brain-computer interfaces, or BCI. In short, brain-computer interfaces take electric activity from the brain and convert it using smart algorithms and machine learning into an output on the computer, such as moving a cursor or typing a letter. And this gives a new, exciting AT pathway for us. However, BCIs currently do not work with existing access technology and assistive technology out of the box right away. And that's the challenge that we really were inspired to bring to ST Innovations here. So there's this world of BCI that is growing and has huge potential for those living with severe physical disability. And there's thousands of Switch-enabled devices, products, and toys that they have already looked and been able to interact with potentially some point in their life. However, how do you bridge these two together? And that's what the Think to Switch really aims to do, is connect these two exciting products together. And that's the innovation with the Think to Switch. In short, it's a convenient plug-and-play BCI solution, which uses custom user-friendly software and is compatible with any Switch-adapted device available. Am I muted? No. Okay. We also have a prototype available right now. Currently, the way that Think to Switch works is you have a BCI headset in which it connects directly to our Think to Switch software. The Think to Switch software then takes care of the processing of the activities in the brain and sends it to our Think to Switch hardware smart box, which, when a specific action is strong enough, will relay that into an actual Switch adapted object and be able to use any of these products available. And we have this prototype right now. So first thing we did was look at how we could use this innovative item with everyday at-home devices for children who are really interested in being able to interact with their daily routines and be able to support themselves and a new way of independence. On the left here, you see a young girl who's part of the BCI for Kids program in Calgary, who is at her first BCI session, wanting to interact with a light that she finds enjoyable at her home. So we've hooked the Think to Switch up to this, and after just 3 minutes of training with the BCI, she is able to immediately turn on the light independently. Similarly, on the right here, there's a young boy who's able to adapt the Think to Switch box to his favorite toy, and a small box, or a small remote control car. You can see him knocking that down. Further, beyond that, we're really interested in how this can help with power mobility and independent movement. Here is a young boy moving for the very first time using the Think to Switch. You can see how excited he is to be able to push a power mobility chair using just his brain. What we're aiming to do with this product is make the impossible for these individuals possible. And that's where this partnership really came together. Why are we interested in this right now, though? Well, BCI access is rapidly growing. There are new companies across the world that are developing every single day, including those that are taking BCI out of the labs and moving it towards end users, like those that you just saw in the video. This is making BCI headsets more affordable than ever. Something that used to cost $30,000 can now cost $1,000 and have real life-changing impact in the home for these children and others who are living with severe physical disability. In our group, we have 3 core anchors in the clinical, academic, and industry world that have come together to realize the Think to Switch. On the clinical side is BCI for Kids, run by Dr. Adam Curtin, who is our director, and where I work. He is a leader in the pediatric BCI world with close connections to families and children, as well as being able to earn over $2.5 million in awards for BCI since 2015. In the BCI for Kids side, we really build from the ground up with children and families at the center as our key stakeholders who work with BCI experts like myself and others on our team to be able to translate the goals and activities of interest into a clinical output in a realm that could really impact their life. We then work with pediatric neurologists to try and move this as best we can from a desire, a goal-oriented direction, into clinical real-world application. On the research side, we've partnered with Dr. Kim Adams in the Assistive Technology Labs at the University of Alberta. Dr. Adams is a leader in AT research and has close connections to SMART, ST Innovations, and many other AT associations out there. She has over 10 years of developing and adapting AT for individuals with disability. And in their work, they have a grounded group of strong AT research staff who work closely with the Glen Rose Rehabilitation Hospital and occupational therapists, speech language pathologists, and therapeutic recs there to be able to realize research innovations into clinical impact. Further, there's a number of trainees across these groups who are able to help realize this in a new, exciting passion. We then have partnered with Ideas for Independent Living and Dr. Bill Johnson in Ontario to be able to bring the industry information to the Think to Switch product. Bill Johnson is a leader in bespoke AT solutions and has a flagship AT product that is right now being used by thousands across Canada and has over 10 years of industrial experience driving AT from concept to product. In Ideas for Independent Living, they have a number of technicians, including electrical and mechanical engineers with backgrounds in manufacturing and sales to help realize the Think to Switch fully for individuals who would be most impacted by this. And finally, we now have the exciting additional partner of SG Innovations and the SMART Network tying our groups together. And really, they're helping us achieve the milestones that we've set out so that we can be successful in bringing this product into the lives of individuals who could benefit the most. Right now, we have an initial prototype that has already been completed. We have hardware and software that we're looking to refine in this first 6 months, as well as improving our user experience and interaction. We're looking to increase the scalability to get this to as many people as possible and look into how licensing and contract with the support of the ST Innovations Network can really benefit all of those across Alberta, Ontario, and in Canada in general. Right now, our prototype has developed in the first 9 months from a first iteration that was a plugged-in USB prototype to a new iteration that is now wireless with improved user-friendly software. We're looking at the end of our first year product to further refine this so that we have a sleeker design with improved visual feedback for individuals and a clearer mapping of the mental commands to an output. We're looking to increase our scalability from using custom PCB boards and thinner, smaller cases in order to help drive forward this to as many people as we can. Once we've done that, in the following 3 months, we're going to be looking to test with families in the BCI for Kids program and other close partners to be able to analyze and get feedback from real world end users and stakeholders. After our first round of testing is complete, we're going to look to test with new families to BCI and analyze and implement their feedback, again, keeping these stakeholders as key individuals and members in our group. Finally, at the end of 12 months, we're aiming to have a minimum viable product complete with a second round of user testing, where we'll be ready to begin our initial sales and start iterating on all of the design elements that we've collected from our first rounds of user testing. We're looking to leverage our ST innovations and smart network connections to be able to push this forward in the coming years for things like Internet of Things integration and beyond. So in the long-term plan, technical development will look to identify the set of priority objectives given to us by stakeholders who are using this in their everyday life, implementing those objectives and then evaluating them with end users who will then provide us more feedback to continue this iterative development over the next years. On the business side, we're looking to expand to clinicians and researchers who are connected both through ST Innovations and Smart Network, as well as other groups such as the Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital and other close partners in Toronto, like the Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital. We're looking to apply for recognition on the government-funded AT device lists, as well as offer SDK licenses to companies who are working to build consumer-grade BCI hardware. Further, we're looking to partner with AT and BCI distribution groups in other countries to expand this out to as many as possible. So what does that market actually look like? And why is it so exciting for Alberta to be getting into the BCI and AT market even heavier? Well, in 2020, the BCI market was estimated to be worth $1.62 billion. By 2026, it will have grown to $3.65 billion. And by 2030, it's estimated to be worth $5.46 billion, with a compound annual growth rate of almost 13%. And some of the key companies that are helping drive this forward, such as Emotive and GTech, we have close working relationships already through BCI for Kids, Assistive Technology Labs, to be able to work with their distribution groups, their CTOs, their CFOs, and their engineers to adapt these sorts of technologies in new directions. Further, we have additional connections with ABM, OpenBCI, and Medtronic, and we're working on partnerships with others across Canada who are helping drive this market forward. Ultimately, our next 3 years path to market is we're looking to refine and distribute the Think to Switch prototype with an aim to have early and sustained adoption. And that's really going to be driven forward from our links to SMART and the ST innovation groups, BCI CAN, including those at the Glenrose in Calgary and in Toronto, and other networks that we are a part of, with a primary target for us to reach in the first year focused on Alberta and Ontario, as that is where we are currently working out of for our 3 core pillars. In this first year, we're looking to clinical partners who can help gain that feedback from end groups and end stakeholders to drive forward our next iterative design. In year 2, we're looking to expand those clinical partners out to a broader viewpoint across all of Canada, including now many of the research sites that are interested in BCI and AT devices, and helping integrate these into new informative steps with AT, again, with Internet of Things integration and other research-driven questions. Year 3, we're looking to expand even further to North America more broadly and aim to hopefully have this be in the hands of consumers at the end of year 3, where this can be paired with other consumer grade BCI headsets and bundled together so that those living with severe physical disability can get this item and use it every day. So in summary, we have significant projected market growth with the Think to Switch and BCI systems. We have key links to groups like Emotive and GTech that can help us accelerate this product into the market, but we're not actually competing with these BCI players. Instead, what we're doing is extending the functionality and usability of their systems to connect it to the thousands of devices out there. We also have versatile market applications for the Think to Switch, as it can be working with any range of products from toys to at home to independent movement solutions. There's also no known competitors right now for this specific realm, and our patent pending on the Think to Switch product is helping us make sure that we are able to get to market first and show just how impactful focusing on individuals can be. And really, that's the main takeaway here, is the life-changing impact that the Think to Switch can have for those across Canada. And that's what I kind of want to focus on and leave you guys with, is the impact that this can really have. So each of the kids that you see here are lifelong BCI users. They're going to rely on assistive technology and BCI for the rest of their lives. And things and products like the Think to Switch can really enable them to open up their world to a wide variety of new, exciting interactions and express themselves in new ways. Again, 20,000 Canadians could benefit from the Think to Switch today, including young children. It has the potential to increase their social participation and allow them and others to play and participate in activities with their friends and families, enable creative expression and art and entertainment through adapting this to Switch connected art devices, allows us to be able to have them perform tasks that are otherwise unable to be accomplished. It gives more opportunity for independence and autonomy to explore the world around them. And finally, helps increase their motivation and self-esteem. So the ask that we have to everybody on this call, for those who are interested, is, can you help us make the impossible possible? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eli, for that fantastic presentation. Thank you, Dr. Agdaba and Dr. Isfahan, for presenting our winner. Congratulations to the Think to Switch team. We're very pleased to make this announcement and make this possible. Hopefully, we could make the impossible possible through this program.